So, good evening, guys. It's Robert. I'm back again, working on some new music, inviting a couple of people to the show. Uploaded a couple tracks today, and one on, I think it was Friday, where I brought new music in to the SoundCloud and to the Bandcamp page. I also bought a couple of domain names as well. Renegade Syntrax, that's RENIGADECINETRAX. Pointed the URLs towards my Bandcamp page. The Korg definitely makes some interesting sounds. Hey there, Todd Schlosser. Oh, thanks, John. I appreciate it. Some awesome music, all because of this new synthesizer right here, the Korg Wavestate. Pretty cool piece of equipment. If I do, hey there, Winston, Michael Wise. How are you guys? Something I've been working on right now, kind of have a working title called Whispers on a Scream. Here's what it sounds like, guys. It is got a track called Stars. It's a 4-layer track that I've added some reverb to and some other stuff. So it sounds really, really good. Real droney, which is what I've been looking for. About a 7-minute track. It's in the beginning phases. I've got some new sounds for the virus, which is the virus that I'm toying with to go with this. I just don't quite know how it's going to fit in. But really pleased how this track started out. Mr. Cursor, always good to hear from you, sir. Renegade Syntrax. So, here you go. Where we're at, people. RenegadeSyntrax.com. Points to my Bandcamp page, and that's fine for the moment. I am going in a more cinematic direction, so that's kind of cool where we're going. And hopefully, I've got some people wanting to use some of my stuff now on their YouTube channels, so that's kind of cool. Will get me some more exposure on the cinematic side of it. And then also going to talk to an acquaintance of mine that's in Hollywood that has connections in the film industry. And I did some DJ stuff for him quite a while ago. I actually got played out in LA. One of my mixes a long time ago. I was still living at the lake up in Rayburn, so that tells you how long ago it was. It was years, anyway, ago. But he's a good guy, so I'm going to talk to him later today and see what he thinks the viability is of that. And we're going to talk some studio stuff and gear and all the nerdy stuff that happens when you get into this kind of thing. Because it's like buying computers and building computers. It's all just you love it and you get into it, and it's like it becomes an addiction where you buy this piece of gear, then this one, and this, and but you've got to have this to go with this. You've got to have an audio interface that's external to the computer where you can play in real time versus the audio card on the computer, which is extremely time laggy, so you couldn't play in real time, right? Then you buy weird pieces of equipment like this that has 6 oscillators and an envelope resonance, and it just, you can make squelchy, squealy noises. Oh, this is kind of a cool thing I bought. It's a little set of USB lights, but they work great for the studio. They're book reading lights, but they're extremely flexible, so it's kind of cool gear if you think about it. How far we've come with this stuff, from LEDs being super expensive. Hey there, Jim Peacock, to $14 for a clip-on USB rechargeable book lights. Just great stuff for the studio. I bought 2 of them so I could have them, clip them on, because I like working in extremely low light conditions when I'm in here, you know. It's the mood. Then my other light will click on here in a little bit. That's controlled by the Amazon Alexa. But at the heart of it all is the audio interface, the Motu Audio Express. I had to buy this 12-channel mixer from Mackie because I ran out of inputs on this and I cheated with an audio switcher. So it was time to go kind of legit and get a mixer and bring everything into the audio interface. This piece, the Virus TI2 desktop, it streams 16 channels of USB audio at 48K 24-bit music. So on USB 1, it's kind of crazy. The Digitag streams 2448 on 8 channels for the drums. This is the Wavestate, and it's only analog out. So I had to have a mixer for it. The Behringer D right here is analog mono. The Pro 1 is analog mono. This is analog. So they all had to go somewhere. And the mixer down here sums everything up and brings it into to here. So I can control it on the audio interface through Cakewalk and change the switching and the MIDI channels and all that. But the current project I'm working on, Whisper to a Scream, off the album Free Will is an Illusion, kind of very prophetic for the times that we're in right now. You know, the universe sometimes has a way of talking to you, and it was talking to me a long time ago, because the titles of the music that I chose were just very subconscious and thematic long before we started writing and destroying stuff. I'm not getting political. It's not my thing on here to do that. I don't condone death in any way, shape, or form, but this isn't going to be a political forum for me to spew rhetoric. It's about music, so enough said on that. I hope everybody enjoys the little videos that I do here. I think they're kind of cool and informative, and you get to hear some of the stuff I'm doing. Now I'm going to stop this, and then I will go and add the virus back in. So I muted that audio channel. So I don't quite know how it fits in with it, but I'll start it up again, and you'll hear the difference. The virus kicking in. So I'll mute. So all we have is the virus now. I'll even pull it up on the VSTI. So you can control this piece of hardware right here through the software. Real-time controls. It's just amazing technology to be as old as it is. It's kind of a crazy sound. It's called Axis 58 from a sound pack that I got. And it uses 2 hypersaws and the third oscillator on its saw. Oh, I'm wrong. I'm bad. It uses the Fibonacci wavetable, a hypersaw, and a wave sequence 50. There is no sub-oscillations in it. I can add the sub-oscillator in, but I didn't like the way it sounded. And then you could go to the filters and change your attack and decay and sustain on it. But I haven't done that either. Don't need to. It's a really interesting sound. But the LFOs you can adjust to the clock time of 100 BPM as well. It's super like over my head basically, guys. But I can program it enough to do, and I'm learning how to program the Wavestate as well. But it's more like, the Wavestate's more like a platform, whereas the virus is a synthesizer, you know? I mean, they're both synthesizers, but as opposed to a sound and shaping it over here and doing everything. You're taking sequences. So up here you've got 4 channels, right? And you can put 4 different sounds, so to speak, into it, and then adjust the parameters on that, and then loop them forward, backwards, sideways, crossways, backways, up to 64 steps per channel with the LFO filter synced and a 2 hertz oscillation, random oscillation on a pitch. It's just crazy what this thing will do, the Wavestate. And the crazy thing about it is the Wavestate's on a Raspberry Pi backbone, which is a different type processor architecture and all that. So it's some really nerdy stuff, but the end result is just amazing. And then coming out of the old Yamaha HS8s over there, guys, if your music isn't recorded well, the Yamahas will tell you. So if you're like me, and I have umpteen thousands of gigs of music on MP3 format, some of them are flex, some of them are waves. But if it's a crappy MP3 recorded at 128 back from years ago, the Yamaha HS8s are brutal, guys. They're brutal, exposing the music quality, right? If they're a 120 watt bi-amp, so 120 watt mid, 120 watt tweeter, I think I'm going to buy the subwoofer this year for them. That way you'll have the ultra deep end, but they're set up near field where I can hear in blistering sound quality what they sound like, what the music sounds like that I'm doing, you know, not to mention what somebody else has done from years ago that sounds either really good or it sounds really, really bad. Like, for instance, the guy that did the production on this did a really good job. The song's called Never Changer. It's by a group called A Shoreline Dream out of Colorado, but Ulrich Schneis did some production on this, and so it's like top-rate quality music production. And it's really amazing. His stuff's amazing too. He's a very big idol of mine, you know. You got good highs, good separations, really nice drony effects. But the speakers are brutal, but they'll let you know if you've got good music or if you've got bad music. And I try to record everything of mine in 48/24, so it is at bare minimum, a Blu-ray or DVD quality sound. I master everything in 24-bit 48, so you could go to a production facility and actually record, use mine master straight into a CD or whatever. So, not that anybody does, hey there, Justin Goodwin, Cochran, not that anybody uses CDs anymore, but it's of substantial quality when I mix everything down. It's not 128-bit MP3. It's real easy to change tracks here on the Virus as well. I go over and switch to a different channel on it, and there you go, totally different sound on it. And you can do unheard of effects to it. Excuse me. Anyway, hello, Mr. Kitty going back in the window. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave you here with Whisper to a Scream. It'll be the newest track. Also, let me show you something here real quick, guys. We'll go to my djrenegade.bandcamp.com. There's all of my music that I have online. it's all for purchase at $1 a track. So obviously I'd have to sell multiple thousands of dollars to recoup everything I have on synthesizers, but it's not about that. But if you're interested, please go and check it out. I'll flash that up here again for you guys. Second, djrenegade.bandcamp.com. That's where I keep all my music. If you're interested, please check it out. I do 2 or 3 tracks a month, you know. It's a labor of love. So y'all have a blessed evening. We got to get our work week started. We've got some Naked and Afraid coming on this evening at 7 o'clock. New series, the XL. So kind of excited about that. And I'll leave you listening to Whisper on a Scream. Y'all have a blessed evening. I'll talk to you soon. It's Robert Stringer, DJ Renegade, signing out.